Yes, people. Welcome back to another transfer news video. Make sure you're smashing the like, you're subscribing to the channel as we're on that road to 1.6k subscribers. Let's dive into the news today then. So we're kicking it off. We're talking Arsenal today. As you know, we do talk all clubs on this platform, predominantly Liverpool, but we do talk other clubs as well. So we're talking Arsenal today. Big news. One of the biggest sagas that could potentially be this summer is Victor Gyokeres. And the news is in Portugal that Victor Gyokeres' agent is currently meeting with Arsenal's officials. Arsenal is the closest club to submitting an official offer. The player believes that Arsenal's project matches his ambitions. Arsenal are about to make an official offer. There has been also reports in the past that Arsenal have completed alleged personal terms with Victor Gyokeres. If that is to be the case, why isn't this deal a lot more advanced? Because we know the pricing of Gyokeres. It's not like he's going to a Club World Cup, Arsenal not going to a Club World Cup. You would think with the competition, Arsenal will be a lot more advanced in this deal. In my opinion, and I'm going to give you guys my opinion where I think Gyokeres is going to end up. I find this information really hard to believe because agents meet with clubs anyway. My team, Liverpool, they meet with dozens and dozens and dozens of agents of players that we don't even sign for starters. Sometimes it could just be talks over a contract. Doesn't mean it's going to be advanced or it's going to happen. But Fabrizio did also say the tense situation between Gyokeres and Sporting, despite previous pact for exit worth of 65 million plus add-ons, Sporting president insists on a higher fee now, priced still under 100 million euros, but not 65 million euros now. Gyokeres described as furious. Well, yeah, because if you're Gyokeres, you're going to be, of course, you're going to be quite mad because the price was set. You know that clubs was going to come in for that price. The competition would be higher. So he'll have a lot more bunch of clubs. With that price going up, clubs are going to question, can we actually still worth, paying that fee? So if he's got, what was it, a 58 mil release clause in English terms, that's probably going to rise to about 70 to 80 million. And obviously he's going to be mad at that. Like, what we doing here? Like, it's obviously he's been linked with Barcelona. He's been linked with Arsenal for months and months. Now Manchester United, Chelsea as well. I think Tottenham have also had talks with Victor Gyokeres. And I get back to the point with the agent stuff. The agent stuff is normal. That happens with football. Arne Slot and his team met with Ryan Cherky a couple of weeks ago. 2 days later, he went to Manchester City. So these kind of things doesn't really mean too much. This is something that does normally happen in football. And then the reason why I don't think it's advanced or anything like that is because Arsenal have a severe high interest in Benjamin Sesko. And Fabrizio Romano has tweeted on many occasions that they are thinking of making an official offer later this week or potentially next week for Benjamin Sesko. So if Arsenal will be putting in an offer for Benjamin Sesko and all that, I just don't see a world in where they get Gyokeres as well. Especially if that fee is rising, and plus they want to go and get a left wing and maybe a couple of more players as well. That's already, you're looking at 150 plus on two strikers, and one of them's not going to play. Just don't see it happening, in my humble opinion. I think personally, in my opinion, I think he's going to go to Manchester United, and Sesko will go to Arsenal. Due to the fact is, there's no other strikers at Man United were really linked with or interested. I know they had interest and links with Liam Delap. Obviously, he's now gone to Chelsea. So it only really leaves Gyokeres, and obviously we all know Manchester United need a striker. And if you go back to the point of Gyokeres being furious, if I was him, I mean, he's won you a couple of titles. He scored you like I think he scored you, 97 goals? Broken mad records, brought in a lot of money for you. He's still going to go for a decent fee, a gentleman's agreement, and now they've kind of broken that. So no wonder the relationship between Gyokeres and Sporting is collapsing on that side of things. And it's going to be really intriguing now to see who activates that price tag, because obviously it's not going to be 65 million euros. It's not going to be under. It is going to be under 100 still. So you're probably thinking 70 to 80 million plus for Victor Gyokeres. Is that worthy? That's what clubs are going to be obviously thinking about and asking. And obviously, don't forget, you have to also think Saudi were interested in him. So when the president and the agents are seeing, Saudi are interested, and that's going to naturally drive up the asking price and the price of Gyokeres. So they're going to change their mind. They're going to be like, hey, look, if Al Halal are willing to offer us 70 to 80 million, then okay, that's the benchmark then. That's what they'll probably do it based off that. So it's going to be interesting to see how this story does unfold. I thought there'd be a lot more clarity on it in terms of his future. Because remember, David Ornstein did come out with that bomber a couple of months ago that Arsenal are heavily in talks with Gyokeres. It's not really progressed since. I won't buy into the rumours of, yes, they've agreed personal terms, it's advanced, all this and that. Until you hear a news that they're actually going to put in an offer, I would take this story with very much a pinch of salt, and I'll probably be keeping my eyes more on Benjamin Sesko if I was an Arsenal fan, and Gyokeres to United more likely. I mean, you got the Ruben Amorim links, and you also saw Fabrizio Romano coming out last week that Champions League factor is not really an issue. So he's already willing to go to Manchester United. He's already willing to go and play for Ruben Amorim again. So you're thinking, if he's willing to go to Manchester United and play Champions League football, if they come in with a decent fee, with the player sales they're going to be going in, they brought in Cunha, and when he's looking like it's, that's going to be happening in the next couple of days or so. And then they can get to work on Victor Gyokeres. I think the next couple of days are really key, because when we did see that news about Benjamin Sesko official offer coming in from that office, could be very, very telling that their full interest and focus will be on Benjamin Sesko, because let's not forget, Andre Berta is the guy that wants Victor Gyokeres. Mikel Arteta wants Benjamin Sesko. So it's going to come down to who wants their man more, and obviously that's why probably one of the reasons why Arsenal haven't put in an offer, because they're having talks and discussions who's the better man for the fit, stylistically for the squad. As in Arteta wants Benjamin Sesko, Andre Berta wants to bring in Victor Gyokeres. That's probably why it's probably took so long, because I reckon if they was both on the same page of just solidly Victor Gyokeres, you probably would see this deal a lot more advanced, and you probably would see them put in an official offer, agree personal terms, all these kind of things that do come with transfer deals. I wish my club was interested, to be honest with you, because I think Gyokeres is ready for that prime team now to go to the next level and win you a title and get you over the line. I wish my club was interested. I mean, things can change in football, but right now it's not looking likely. So yeah, it's either Arsenal or Manchester United. The race for Victor Gyokeres. Who is going to win? Who's going to win? I think he goes to Manchester United. I really do. I just think it go back to the point where with him willing to go to United without Champions League football. If the Gyokeres situation was a lot more clearer for Arsenal, I just think they would have put in an official offer, because they know the competition for Gyokeres is going to be high in demand the longer the window goes on. And obviously, Manchester United obviously heavily interested as well. But people, let me know where you think Gyokeres is going to end up in the summer. Smash the likes, subscribe to the channel. We're on that road to 1.6k subs. daily Liverpool content, daily football content over the course of the summer with the transfer window. I'm intrigued to see how this one is going to go down. Take care. Goodbye. Where is Gyokeres going?